Hello and welcome to another video about Black Desert Online. In this video I'm going to talk about housing and what it's used for. Um, so right now I'll just talk about Valia Town because that's where I have most of my houses. So when you go into the map and click on a town, it'll show all the properties that are available for that town. So if I go to Heidelberg, there'll be many more properties to purchase. Um, It even has properties that you can purchase at some of the smaller areas, and they do various things. So in Velia Town, I have quite a few places purchased, and I'll explain what they all are and what they're used for. So um, at first, when you first go to a place and you access your warehouse in that town, which is indicated by that chest-looking icon, you have like two rows of inventory space. Actually, you know what? I think you only have one. You only have one row of inventory space in the warehouse. And if you want to get more warehouse inventory space, then you have to purchase a warehouse building. So you can see which ones I have set as warehouses based on the icon on this property. So this one is set as warehouse. So when you click on a town, or when you click on a property to buy in a town, you can choose what you want that property to be. So this one's set to warehouse, and I chose that because this one is able to upgrade to a level 2 warehouse, which gives you 5 additional warehouse spaces. So each property can be used for different set things. So this one can be used as a warehouse, woodworking shop, furniture workshop, or your actual personal house that you go into and you can put furniture and stuff in if you want to. It gives you a image of the internal layout in case you are going to use that as your actual house. If it's being used as a warehouse or a workshop or whatever, this doesn't matter because you don't actually enter the physical space of the place. So this one was set as a warehouse. Um, These ones are set as housing, which is for workers. So if you want to hire workers to go gather materials, you need space for the workers to live. So this one can only have one worker and it can't be upgraded. This one can be upgraded to house 2 workers, which it is upgraded. This one, oops, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to click on them. Same thing with this one can be upgraded to 2 housing for 2 more workers, and it can also be set to different things. So this one can be warehouse or fish processing. I don't know why it says cattle, but it's just broken English translation. So um, this one I have set to a carriage works because I want to make a carriage for trading. So um, in order to make certain things, you have to invest the points in that particular thing that you want to do. So this one I have set as my actual house, because I chose that because it's, none of the things here are very upgradable to any other things. So in order to do cooking, in order to use like a cooking um, thing that I'll show in a minute, you have to actually have a personal space to go into to put it and use. So that's why I have that one set to my house. This one I have set to a refinery, which is used to make this blackstone powder from raw materials, which is used in various things. Any of the houses, any of the property icons that are gray, you can't buy them. You have to buy the previous one first. So this blue one means that I can buy it, and then if I buy that one, then I can buy this one. Um, Basically, properties cost a certain amount of either silver or contribution points. So if I wanted to turn this into a refinery, I need one contribution point to do that, and 500 silver to purchase it. And it'll take 5 minutes to become available. and then to upgrade things, like this one cost me 2 contribution points to buy initially, and then it costs something like 3,000 silver or something like that to upgrade it to the next level, but not contribution points. And the housing is the same as nodes. So if I wanted to, say I wanted to move all my operations to Heidelberg, I can come to Velia, I can sell all my properties and get all my contribution points that are invested in these properties returned back to me so that I can reinvest them in Heidelberg. You don't get the silver back, though, but I mean, it doesn't cost a huge amount to buy these in the first place with silver. This is a guild house, so I think this can be purchased by a guild. I don't know how that works because I'm not in a guild right now, and I don't know how any of that guild housing works. But anyway, like I said, various buildings can be used for certain things. So if you wanted to be a weapons crafter, you can come in here and buy a weapon forging workshop, and then that will allow you to make these weapons, or armor. If you wanted to make armor, it allows you to make these weapons. Horse ranch, I'm not sure what that's used for. I think it's for breeding horses or something, but I've never done that. And so this would cost 3 contribution points if I wanted to do that. I have one that's set up for as a tool workshop. And you can use it to make various tools of various qualities. So this is the lowest quality, higher quality, and rank 2 gives you access to even higher quality. So that's pretty much that with the housing. This one, the carriage works. Anything that's a workshop, you have to assign workers to actually work there. So I'm building a coach wagon right now, so I needed to have a coach pulling horse that you buy from the stable. I needed to have 30 ash tree planks, which I do have. They're in the bank. Metal fragments, whatever, it tells you what you need. So that one I'm complete, that one I'm complete, and these ones I still need to complete. So you have to assign a worker to each one of these, like one by one, so it's kind of a pain in the ass. So these are all the workers that I have in Velia Town. I have 6 in total. It tells you what level they are. I'll go over workers in another video, but I'm going to start this work because I want to finish this ASAP. Okay, something else with the housing that I forgot about was when you're buying properties, these properties can only be assigned to one thing. So, for example, this one that I have set to my house, it can only be assigned as my house. Like you can't use it as all of these things at the same time. You can repurpose it, so if I wanted to change this to a warehouse, I can do that. It says repurpose. It'll take 2 minutes. Won't cost any silver. It says contribution points recovered. Oh no, that's for if I sell it. So I think it costs, yeah, so I would recover 1 contribution point if I were to just get rid of this altogether, and I will just reinvest that 1 contribution point to change it to a warehouse. If something costs more, then I think you would have to spend more. So let's see, for me to change this from a warehouse to a shipyard, it would take 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, it all depends on what you're changing it to and how much it costs. But I think it requires the same amount of contribution points. Yeah, okay, so it costs, in this building, it costs the same amount of contribution points just to make a house as it does to make a warehouse. It just takes a different amount of time. So if I set that to my house, I get it as my house immediately. If I set it as a warehouse, it'll take 2 minutes to do that. And yeah, like I said, you can repurpose this to something else, and it'll just cost you time, or possibly silver. Yeah, so this, for me to change this from a warehouse, level 2 warehouse, to a woodworking shop, it'll also cost me 2,000 silver to change it. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that because I didn't say that before. It can only be set to one thing at a time. You can change it. It'll cost you time or money. And you can also sell it and recover all the contribution points that you have invested in it. You can see my worker is running there, but so this house is set as my house, so I'll just go there so that you can see what that's like. How did I get out of here? Not that way, but whatever. So my house is over here. That's my donkey named Kamiko. So I purchased this property as my house, so it tells you right here, number 2-1 Belia, my house. So if I go back into the town, I can see that house is called number 2-1 Belia. And most of the properties you can set as your own house. I chose this one, like I said before, because it can only be a level 1 warehouse, level 2 refinery, or level 1 refinery, whereas some of these other ones, like this one, could upgrade to level 2 warehouse, and I wanted more warehouse space, so I don't want to waste that on my own house. So basically, you just go there, you press R to go in, and then you're in your own little space. This was a cooking station. I bought it originally from the bar, but I actually got one from a quest a little bit later on. As you use these, they degrade, and then you just need to replace them. But basically, whatever you purchase as your house, you can actually physically enter it, and then you can decorate it and put furniture and various things in here. I got this, I think, from some reward or whatever, but when you're inside your house, this comes up. It says Tanaka's residence, whatever. And then there's the batch mode, which goes to this overhead view, and you can look around in your house and place things. So I had placed this poster, and I placed it right there. So if I want to move it, I can click on it, and then click the move button, and then I can place it around at will, and then I just click again, and then this says confirm, compress spacebar, or click on this. Same thing with the cooking utensil or anything else that you place in here. What do I have down here? Oh, I have some chandeliers that I've gotten from rewards. I haven't bothered placing them because the only thing I come in here for is cooking. Which you can either, I mean, you don't have to cook, but it saves a little bit of money. And I'll talk about that in the workers video. Yes, get out of the installation mode. Just trying to think if there's much else to talk about with the housing. Like I said, when you go to a node, there's various things at those nodes. So this one can be used for crops. You can turn them into you can turn your crops into trade goods. So if you were to gather, say, let's just go to the potato farm because I'm more familiar with that. So if I were to buy this crop processing place here, and I was harvesting a whole bunch of course, oh, there's potatoes. So this farm has a potato thing in it. So if I were to gather potatoes, I could then turn the potatoes into a crate. So if I gather the potatoes, I can sell them on the auction house, or I can turn them into a crate, which I believe turns them into a trade good that you can sell like to the towns themselves, not to the auction house. So yeah, I think that's, I mean, everything has its own thing. So this one says mineral processing, probably because there's like a mine around here or something. I don't know. Usually it makes sense for what's there. So this is potatoes because there's a potato farm here, so he probably has a crop thing here too. Yeah, so he has a crop here. He's also got fish because probably because he's pretty close to the water there. Like this one I don't think has fish. Crops, and what does this one have? Tools. So I mean it all depends. They all have set things. Yeah, that's pretty much that for housing. Thanks guys.